Well, George Galloway's Workers' Party of Britain took Rochdale from Labour with 40% of votes cast. Labour disowned their chosen candidate after he was said to have made anti-Semitic remarks. Here's our communities correspondent, Darshna Soni.
There was a fractious start to George Galloway's victory party. He had to respond to Rishi Sunak's comments, but also to Keir Starmer's suggestion that he only won here because Labour withdrew its official candidate. But that view, I think, is to underestimate the strength of feeling here, and the fact that an independent came second shows you just how disillusioned voters are, something all parties should take note of.
You may think it was not a normal by-election, but I won it.
This is not how he wanted his victory party to begin. George Galloway having to respond to Rishi Sunak's claim that extremists are tearing us apart.
They're going to have to suck it up. We won a thumping majority.
A deeply divisive figure, he's one of the most effective campaigners in British politics, who's now been elected in 4 different constituencies. The turnout here was 39.7%, and Mr Galloway got well over 12,000 votes.
Keir Starmer and Rishi Sunak are 2 cheeks of the same backside. And they both got well and truly spanked tonight here in Rochdale.
A typically fruity and flamboyant speech, but what does this victory in Rochdale mean for the general election? The traditional parties were all trounced, but the implications greatest for Labour, whose original candidate didn't even bother to turn up for the count. Azhar Ali was dropped by the party after a row about anti-Semitism. He came 4th in a seat in which they had held a majority of more than 9,500.
Galloway only won because Labour didn't stand a candidate. I regret that we had to withdraw our candidate and apologise to voters in Rochdale.
But Labour's critics here told us the party has been too dismissive of the alienation felt by once loyal Muslim voters, just as it was when George Galloway won in Bethnal Green and Bow after the Iraq War.
I vote for it because he supports Palestine.
Was that the most important issue?
Yeah, very, very important.
Raju is one of thousands who switched his vote.
What about local issues facing Rochdale? Do you think he'll be good for them?
Yeah, definitely. 100% is going to change something. 100% is going to do it. Not like others, just pop, pop, pop.
Those local issues include the lack of a maternity hospital. Rochdale is a town in need of regeneration, which helps to explain why this man surprised some by coming second.
Yeah, I feel very proud and very humble that people have stood up and voted for myself.
David Tully is a local businessman who only decided to stand 4 weeks ago, but managed to win 21% of the vote. Will you stand in the general election?
We'll have to see about that. I believe that's the big question that people keep asking me, but...
You're not giving that away?
No, not tonight, no.
Whether Mr Tully stands or not, he said he'd continue to speak up for the town, rather than use it to further his political ambition. How long will you stick with Rochdale? Because one of the criticisms after Bethnal Green and Bow and then Bradford was that you abandoned them. You'd campaigned on single issues and then left them.
Well, I know I don't look it, but I'll be 70 at the time of the next general election and 75 at the end of that parliament. So am I going to stick with Rochdale? Yes, for 5 years, and then I'm out of here.